What's happening, guys? I'm Coby Chowan here with Craig McCoy, and welcome to our latest Tuesday training, where every week we bring to you a live training from lead gen and AI all the way to business planning and goal setting.
You have the new version and the old version. We collaborate to make it awesome.
If you want to join and jump on the next Tuesday training, join our school platform below. It's completely free. Click the link below, and we'll see you there.
I want to thank everybody that did show up for coming out. We did have Kathy and Jennifer from Fidelity Home Warranty there. We had Becca from Fidelity Title helping us out, and that was awesome. Fidelity Home Warranty gave the long drive close to the pin, and then the after hours little meet and greet drinks and whatnot. So that was rad. Pretty cool little deal there. So thank you. You guys see her over there? Yep.
Jennifer's here. Thank you, Jennifer.
And so as we start doing this, we're going to have Becca on here as well. But Jennifer, do you want to jump in and say anything at all about title, or do you want to wait till we plan it?
You mean home warranty?
Home warranty.
Yes.
One and the same.
Almost.
One and the same, right? Because it's Fidelity. It's just all the same. We always
My
do.
brain only has one. Yeah. One
I can say something real quick if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
I just wanted to talk to you guys really quick about seller's coverage. How many of you are using seller's coverage on your listings?
Ooh.
Anyone? No?
Never heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seller's coverage is $1.63 a day. It sets you apart from the other agents if you put it on your listings. Basically, what happens, let's say the pressure regulator gets called out or gets broken during the process, or if the stove goes out, or if the AC goes out. We just had one that the AC went out and it was $1,500 worth of coverage that we gave that seller towards the air conditioning. So this is a great tool to have for you guys to use during your listing processes. It's amazing. We will come out for $100 service fee. So how many times have you had to call a plumber out to have a pressure regulator redone?
Yes.
And it's about $1,000, right?
Yeah. Not fun.
So $100 for your seller to pay for a service fee is amazing. It's usually about $45 to $65 for the coverage, and you only pay it at the close of escrow. Now, let's say that seller cancels and we went out and did work. Who pays? Nobody. So we will not charge the listing agent and we will not charge the seller anything. So it's a really great thing to have on your listings. It's a great tool. If you guys need more information about it, I would be happy to meet with you guys one-on-one. You can always call me. I can go into more detail with you about it, but it's really amazing to use right now, especially in this market.
So if you guys need any work done to your house, go ahead and list it, get a free home warranty,
Yeah.
and then cancel.
I know, right? To not see that.
That was like
The only thing is it does have to go to the buyers, guys. So most of my agents that use listing coverage, they put in the comments, hey, home warranty with Fidelity Home Warranty, please write in Fidelity. And it usually is not a problem and it goes right over to the buyer. The best thing is too, is when they close escrow and that buyer moves in, now we've had that home warranty on the house for 45 days. And we know what's gone on with that house, and we're not going back going, well, was this, broken before? Or did this have seller? It's already there. We already know what's wrong with the house. We've already seen it, and we're good to go.
Can you give another example of something that you may have done recently in this?
Yes, a plumbing stoppage. It was the sink was backed up. They were closing in 2 days, and we got a plumber out there to clear the stoppage. And they closed escrow, and the seller only had to pay us $100 for the service fee. So there's a lot of different things that we can do. Plumbing leaks, toilets, wax rings, garbage disposals, all that stuff would be covered during the listing period.
Perfect. So what we'll end up doing one of these days is get a brochure from these guys, send it out in either our email from Dylan or somebody, so you guys can see all the coverages from the buyer side and the seller side. So you guys can look at all that and then maybe invite Jennifer back, Jennifer and Kathy, and let them go through everything and ask questions.
I have a flyer on seller's coverage and a brochure that I can email over to you guys.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, if you send it to us, we'll blast it out to all agents.
Or if you're efficient, you can put it in the chat.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
That's okay. Send me an email. We'll figure it out.
I will email it over though. I'm good with that.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Thank
very
you.
cool. All right, Tim, is Bill here? Bill,
Both of them are here.
He's
sweet.
here. We're
Jump
here.
on
We're both
in,
here.
gentlemen. What's happening in the mortgage world?
I guess I'll fire away. Mortgage rates. It's all exciting, I guess, topic. Well, the Iran conflict is hopefully winding down slowly but surely. But oil prices have come down, which is really good for mortgage rates. And we have a new Fed chairman named last name Warsh, and he's more like Alan Greenspan, who just recently passed away yesterday. Actually, Alan Greenspan did, and he's a lot like Warsh, where he kind of leaves things kind of vague and doesn't really hash a lot of stuff out to kind of give confusing, I guess, guidance in the market. But as far as what we have going on with rates right now, there's a framework in place for the Strait of Hormuz to be open. Oil barrel prices are down right now to like $74, which is almost the lowest level since before the conflict. And that's kind of the big catalyst for mortgage rates. So while prices are down, the 10-year yield hasn't moved down as much as I would expect it to do, but I think there's uncertainty going on. So right now, the yield's kind of like 4.5%, which is not bad. It's not back to where we were before we started, but rates are slowly kind of coming down, but they're sort of holding steady. I think until the Iran thing gets kind of really finalized and they get the Strait opened up, which is going to take probably better part of this year, I think rates will kind of hang steady unless there's something weird going on in the marketplace. Where rates are right now, no point loan on a conventional loan is about 6 5/8. It's about a point cost. We're at 6 3/8 on a government loan, FHA, VA. No point loan, we're about 5.99. At about 1 point cost, we're at 5 3/4. And I put my slides are in the chat so you guys can read it over rather than me kind of read from it. But bottom line is, hopefully throughout this year, we see rates come down. If the economy gets a little shaky, that will probably give us an opportunity to at least have a rate cut as opposed to a hike. But I think these next 6 months are going to kind of determine, based on reports and what the new Fed chairman is looking at as far as what rates will do in the future. So we'll see. I'm optimistic, but it's going to be a slow, gradual reduction of rates if and when it happens. And that's all I got.
Thanks, Tim.
Yep.
Any questions for Tim? Fun.
No questions. It was thorough. Such a good job.
Fun stuff.
All right, Bill, you got anything?
Yeah. I'll just kind of touch on a couple of general things here. So I thought talk a little bit about seller credits and how much credit you can get, when you're representing the buyer, because there are limits on how much seller credit can be obtained. So basically, the first rule is that any credits that you receive from the seller, they can only be used toward closing costs. So they cannot be used to reduce your down payment. Whatever your down payment is what you need to bring. So if you get enough seller credit to cover all the closing costs, your client's just bringing in their down payment, but we can't really mess with that. So that's one piece. If they receive more credit than the total of the closing costs, then a couple things that we do, we can look to maybe add an impound account or add some additional months to the impound account to kind of increase the closing costs. So they're just prepaying things that you'd be paying otherwise. One thing that we do sometimes with condos is we'll prepay a bunch of the HOA dues. So I had one this year where we had a bunch of extra seller credit and we just paid this guy's HOA dues for 2 years. So he didn't have to pay his HOAs for 2 years. And that was something that the lender was willing to do. So there are some ways to massage that a little bit, but something to keep in mind. And then as far as the maximums go, with a conventional loan, if it's an investment property, the maximum seller credit that you can receive is 2% of the purchase price. That's on an investment property. And on investment property, you're also not able to do the temporary buy down, like a 2-1 buy down. That's something that we also might add if we have a big credit. We'll say, okay, we'll use some of this, do the 2-1 buy down and lower their payment for the first couple of years. So we don't really have that lever with an investment property. But one thing I will say, I've got one of these right now, which is why I wanted to talk about it. And and we got a big credit and we flipped it over to a non-conventional loan, a non-QM loan. And, the program is pretty much the same. And on that loan, we can get up to 6%. So, if we can go non-conventional, we can sometimes pick up a lot more of that credit. Let's see. If you're on a primary residence on a conventional loan, if it's 10% down or less, then we're capped at 3% on the credit. If you're putting down 10 to 25%, we can do a 6% credit. If it's 25% or more on the down payment, we can do a 9% credit. So we can, in that case, we can pay for, a 3-2-1 buy down and all the closing costs, probably, if you can negotiate that much of a seller credit. FHA is a little different. They have just a hard line. It's 6% all the way across the board is the maximum credit, no matter your down payment. FHA does not do investment properties. So an FHA loan is always owner occupied. So that's one thing I was going to go over with you guys. Do you have any questions about that, or
what do you want to see on the verbiage when buyers are writing that in their offer? I've always put recurring and non-recurring. Do you care how it's written?
I don't think it needs to even specify recurring or non-recurring. It just says towards closing costs is the key. Really what you don't want to do is say, why they're giving the credit, like, oh, because the roof is leaking, we're giving a credit of X amount of dollars. It just needs to say credit towards closing costs. Just very simple. But yeah, definitely don't explain what it's for, other than closing costs. And then the next thing I was going to talk about, we have the time, is kind of the difference between FHA and conventional. Like, why would you do an FHA loan versus conventional? What are the pros and cons? So if you saw on Tim's chart, the rate on the FHA loan is always a bit lower, right? And that's great. But the catch on there is that FHA has their mortgage insurance is typically higher, especially if you have a client who has good credit. So you're going to pay more for the PMI. And they also charge an upfront mortgage insurance premium, which is 1.75% of the loan amount. So they're basically paying 1.75% in order to go with FHA, which helps them get that lower rate. You don't have to come up with that mortgage insurance premium out of pocket. FHA allows you to roll it into the loan. So if you've ever done an FHA deal and you notice that the loan amount looks weird, it's because what they do is they're going to say, okay, your down payment is 5% of, we'll call it $500,000. So $450 should be the loan amount, but then they're going to tack on that 1.75%. So it's really, the loan is actually 96.5% of the purchase price, even though the client's putting down 5%. So it's a little weird the way that they do it, but it does help. It's part of the reason why the rate is lower. The other thing on FHA is that it's really good for clients who don't have great credit. And they're also a lot looser, or they're looser on the debt to income ratio. So on a conventional loan, we can do up to a 50% debt to income ratio, which means take your gross income. So client makes $10,000 a month, cut that in half. $5,000 is going to be the maximum amount of money they can have going out towards their mortgage payment and towards their other debts that show on their credit report. FHA, it's 55%. So instead of $5,000 a month, that number jumps to $5,500. So that can make a big difference sometimes on these deals. The other thing about FHA is that they don't, as long as your credit score qualifies, they don't make your rate better or worse because of where your credit score is at. On a conventional loan, if you have a 740 versus a 720, you'll get a better rate. You'll get lower PMI. The last piece, I think, is that the one thing on FHA is that the mortgage insurance never goes away. So on a conventional loan, once you've paid the loan down to 78% of the purchase price, the PMI automatically disappears. On an FHA loan, it's always going to be there. Usually the way we get rid of PMI is to refinance somebody out of their mortgage. But if you refinance into an FHA loan, you're still going to have PMI. So there's that. And I know I'm throwing a lot at you. I'll throw one last thing. The one last thing about FHA that's cool, especially if we're in a market that's deflating, is that FHA has a streamlined refinance that doesn't require a new appraisal. So let's just say things turn and property values start going down. If somebody has an FHA loan, they can do a refinance and they'll base it on the price they paid for the home. They're not going to do a new appraisal. So that can be huge. And it's also limited income documents. So in a deflating market where your property value has gone down, if rates have come down as well, you can still take advantage of that rate, even though you might not have any equity in the house at that point. So that was a lot. You guys have any questions or want more details sent out? I can send you something.
Bill, quick question for you on FHA with like HOAs. We've seen HOAs reject certain types of loans, or like they set their own parameters in terms of like what they can accept. Like sometimes we see no VA, no FHA. Who sets that? Is that just the HOA's preference because they want a certain type of occupant or buyer, or is that just kind of like an arbitrary thing?
No, really what they're doing is they're putting that out there because FHA and VA both have like a pre-approval process for these HOAs. So the HOA has to walk through steps to get their association approved with HUD or with the VA up front. So if they're putting that on the listing, it means that they haven't done that and that they're not FHA or VA approved. We can do what's called a spot approval or a single unit approval on an FHA loan. Tim, I'm not sure if you know about VA, if there's any way around that, but on an FHA loan, you can do that. But it takes a bit longer. They go through the whole review and, you know, they're gonna really dig deep into the HOA. It's always, even with a conventional loan, it's always a bit tricky, but you know, we do have a lot of our lenders, Rocket Mortgage, for example, is one of the lenders we use a lot, and they have kind of a list of pre-approved places. So if they've done a loan within an HOA previously, it'll show up on their list. Like on this one, we just need a limited review, and that's helpful. If you're looking at condos, it's really good to reach out to the lender ahead of time, and we can look it up and see. You know, what we're looking for is like, okay, have any sales closed recently in the building with an FHA loan or with a conventional loan? That's a big piece if there's questionable things. So we'll just pull that up on title. And then we're going to search through our lenders and see if any of them have pre-approved the unit.
Got it. So if you are listing a condo or representing a buyer on a condo, very important to see if the condo or complex is VA, FHA approved, and then disclose that up front, because you don't want to accept an offer from someone who can't get approved for that loan in that complex.
For sure. And if you have the opportunity, I think we said this before, but try to get as many of the condo documents as you can up front. Yeah. And usually, you know, it's expensive if you order them, but usually the homeowner should be able to, they should have some sort of an online portal or something from the HOA where they give them all of those documents for free. You know, it's they should be disclosed to the owners. So definitely do that if you have a condo listing.
I put some notes in the chat to kind of cover what Bill was talking about. VA does not allow for spot approvals, but I put that stuff in the chat as well. And I kind of summarized what Bill talked about as far as all the concessions and so forth, as far as what you can cover. You can also call us if you have a listing or making an offer. We can call our AE, like at Rocket Mortgage, and they can look up to see if a HOA is already approved through Fannie or Freddie ahead of time. And that will kind of speed up the process if you're making an offer for somebody, and I'll talk about the approval you can get as far as the docs we need and the cost. So reach out if you have a listing or a buyer that's making an offer on a condo.
If sellers can just log into their account and get HOA docs, why do you have to order HOA docs through escrow?
Well, we need an HOA questionnaire. That's the biggest thing. And usually seller can't get those questionnaires done ahead of time. And they're usually very lender specific at times. Sorry, Bill, you're going to say that.
Well, yeah. Well, no, but I know what you're saying. Like they encourage you when you take the listing to order them through escrow and pay for the whole package. You know, that's if an outside person's requesting them, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. So fine. What I would do first, if you're looking to save a few bucks, is ask the client if they have like an online portal for their HOA and just download whatever documents are posted in there. You know, what we're looking for, it's you've seen the condo package before, but it's the minutes of the meetings, the budget, the reserve study, you know, that kind of stuff. And the CCNRs.
Hey, Bill. and
Hmm.
Tim. Well, Bill, it was great golfing with you. Thanks a
Yeah, it was so
lot
much fun,
for,
Sue. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
really.
Thanks a lot for, yeah, it was fun. I think from a person like a realtor working with people and you're dealing with HOAs and condo associations, it is great if your client can get that information just to get a preempt, but you pretty much, from my understanding, is that you always have to run through escrow and pay for it. It's kind of like extortion, in my opinion, but it is true. It's what escrow needs. I've never been able to avoid that unless it's an investor and they don't care about the HOA and they're
Okay.
just going to flip it. And recently I have found out, and this is for people who are out in the field, my clients are paying up to $1,000 to sellers for HOA docs. Some HOA doc prices have gotten outrageous and it kills me, but there's really not a way around it. I've noticed, I've tried. And then the other thing I just wanted to say, as right now I'm coming up across the whole, I don't know, SB, the patio,
Mhm.
SB one.
SB 326, I think is
Yeah,
what it is. But
fine.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
With the, if you're on a condo association right now in California, the patios need to be approved or cleared or whatever it is, and that has actually been, if it's in a, that has affected some, I think FHA or non-conventional or conventional loans.
yeah. That's a huge piece. Like you definitely want to see if you can get that report up front. And what it is, it's like a termite report for the patios and the balconies. You guys might remember a few years ago, a building in Florida like collapsed, an apartment building or condo building. And after that, they put this rule in. They want to make sure that the HOA is keeping up with the safety standards on the building. But for the lenders, if that report has come through and there's a bunch of work that needs to be done and it hasn't been done yet, that's a problem. If we can do with some of our non-QM lenders, if the work is like scheduled on the books but hasn't been completed yet, we can get past it. There are some other avenues, but it's definitely trickier if they have that stuff, have work that needs to be done that hasn't been completed yet.
Anything else? Questions wise? Thank you guys for that. And just a plug for Bill and Tim. And for those of you guys that aren't using First Link Mortgage or Linked Escrow, this is kind of go back to saying build a solid team around you. And so if you guys do have any issues or problems, you can reach out to Bill and Tim at First Link Mortgage. You can reach out to Beth and Lisa at Escrow, or whoever you use for title, whoever you use for termite. Just build that solid core around you guys so you guys have that buffer to bounce things off of. So keep that in mind. And if you guys have been seeing a lot of these commercials for Rocket Mortgage, use the Redfin Rocket and save, we have that same program. And so if you guys are bundling your services with First Link, with Linked Escrow, we're offering those same things to compete with Rocket Redfin. So keep that in mind too. If you guys have questions on that, let us know. And then Coby's going to jump back into Link.ai and go through that because that's been evolving and is pretty
Yeah.
rad. So
Let me one thing about the Redfin Rocket, just so you guys know, the benefit, so if we're working with a Compass agent or a Redfin agent or anyone who's under that kind of Rocket Mortgage umbrella, where they get a credit back of 0.4% of the loan amount. The credit with Link is 0.75. So
and once again, we are
yes,
better than
that's
both
right.
Rocket and
That's right.
Redfin,
And you deal with a local agent and a local loan officer, not some guy in Missouri
who
who's
sucks.
never been.
The majority of those lenders are just order takers, and dealing with Lending Tree or any of these other guys are just terrible. So,
Well, I've had a number of occasions where I've quoted somebody a mortgage and then they've gone to Rocket Mortgage directly. And the loan I've quoted them has come from Rocket Mortgage Wholesale, and we're still beating what the Rocket Mortgage Retail is offering because they have so much overhead and they're trying to make more money on the deal, basically. So
yeah. And this is why we created what we created here at Link, is just have everything under one roof. So utilize our tools and hopefully they help you guys out. So, and this is my favorite thing we have going right now because Coby's amazing.
Has anybody tried using Link.ai yet? I know we gave you guys all access. Should I start with some of the new stuff or get feedback first?
Feedback, then new stuff, then just go through it once more time.
Feedback.
Once
TJ,
more.
what do you think about it?
I like it. As far as like generic portals and link manager, I've done my social media account and my real estate website, and I've hooked that up to both. I've got to get a lot more up and going on my website side of things, so there's not much traffic that I'm tracking through the Link.ai, but once I do that, I'll be tracking it through that.
What don't you like about it? Was anything complicated, too hard to use?
No,
What's
I
your
mean,
negative
even
feedback?
the listing co-pilot, if I was kind of, if I had this, back when we started listing, I would use this a lot more for my active listing right now. But since we're close to the end with that, I haven't used it much for my own listing. And then in terms of leads and stuff, I'm excited for what comes with the leads and the ad generation and things like that.
Sweet. Sue, have you tested it out yet? Excited to hear your feedback. Maybe not. Anybody else?
I
Speaking
actually
of
have a
Sue,
question about it.
Yeah.
sure.
You guys said that you had given everybody access. Was that through school or did an email go out?
Email. So if you want to get access, you can just throw your email in the chat and we'll create an account for you.
Okay. And
Or
then
you can
you
text
just go
us.
to link.ai and
Uh, it's app.link.ai. So
all
app.link.ai.
right.
Yeah, there'll also be a link in the email, Adam. You
Okay.
should be able to log
Oh,
in.
I didn't see an email, so that's why I'm asking. Because that was
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes. And so you could
Yeah,
go
Okay.
there and create an account as well, and we'll approve you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then before Coby jumps in, this is Sue's favorite part, but wins and struggles. Does anybody have anything they're dealing with that's a struggle? Anybody have any questions about anything at all real estate related? Anybody that's doing anything that's working, any wins that you want to discuss? Brave enough to jump in? Questions, concerns, wants, needs? Anybody? Hear nothing? Coby. Sorry, no one wants to jump in.
I just opened escrow with linked escrow.
Yeah, you did.
Yay!
Boy,
Congrats, TJ.
TJ's second deal, man. Woo! Love it.
Was
The
it
mustache.
was it the buyer that had come and was waiting till the end of the month to get,
And double-ended it. Third
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
and you represent a buyer?
those guys, yeah.
What do you call it? Double dipping?
Double dipping.
Well,
Dangerous.
congrats, TJ.
We call it dangerous.
Sue's favorite.
I have not tried your AI because I did not know I got an email that said that I can hop on and do all that, but I will now that I know that you guys sent me an email. I'll look for it from Link.
All right.
And then as far as wins and challenges, I got a paycheck. That's always nice. Let's
Hey,
come every couple months.
congrats,
And
Sue.
I would just say that looking forward to July because my clients who are getting their homes ready should be ready sometime in July and August. And that's about
Sue,
it.
was that the Oceanside deal that you said was crickets for a long time?
Yes. And crickets for a long time was me for like 2 or 3 weeks of crickets. So it really in a real market is not crickets. But when you work in a market that's frenetic and goes fast, and then it's 2 or 3 weeks, one needs to do yoga and take deep meditation breathing. When you look at average market time in your areas, it's helpful to do that when you're going to a listing, not only for your clients, but also for yourself. Because we went through this period of time where things were booming and booming, and it's not quite that way. So I have to remind myself of that. I need other agents to remind myself of that, to just take a chill pill and go golf and get better.
Yeah, it's hard. You throw a new listing up, and it's like you don't have something in the first week. You're like, oh, wow, this is terrible. But then you look and it's 45 days, average days on market. You're like, wow, I still have 5 weeks until I should really sell this. It's not fun.
Yeah. And remember, guys, real estate is a lonely business. And so this is why we're trying to do our golf tournaments, these meetings. Bring your wins and bring your struggles. We want to be able to be here to help you guys. So use us as a resource. So just know that you're not alone in your struggles, because this is a lonely world on a Zoom call.
I have a struggle
Yes, Sue, tell us about it.
because nobody else is chit-chatting. I really believe and feel that touching, like, okay, so I did something for Father's Day. I sent out a text to all my past clients and people who have referred to the fathers and wished them a happy Father's Day. And I put something personal in it, so I knew that it just wasn't like an AI generated text. You know, if somebody golfed, they asked how the golf was going. And I did that, and I got a lot of responses. I did not ask for any real estate on that. I just touched base with it. I did sign it, Sue Sherry, Agent Sue, Link Brokerages. So I think that that was important to do. It's one of those things you have to remind people what you do in a subtle way. So I did that. I think that's a win. And then my challenges for myself is always looking ahead at my pipeline and what's going to come up. You know, it is June, hit July, August, we should do, that's like busy times. And then that fall comes along, and what am I doing now to think about the fall? And I think that that is like, I have to get my newsletter out, and it is my nemesis. I hate doing my newsletter. I know Michael Hankerson can just whip all that stuff out on MailChimp and Constant Contact and Computer Tech, but it is my challenge. And I just need a boost to get it out. I mean, it's a rough one for me. I'm just not techno head to do it.
Yeah, and Sue, keep this in mind. This is a 90% give and 10% ask business. And so you want to just be a resource for everybody. Just give, and then ask, right? I mean, you always do want to have that ask in there somehow, some way. But if you're farming or if you're dealing with your sphere of influence, this is a give business. So give way more than you ask.
Well, we know that's a gift of giving.
It's a gift of giving, the giving tree. Oh, speaking of giving tree, book club, Thursday, new book is going to be 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. All right. So if you guys are interested in that book, jump on that. We'll be meeting Thursday at 10. And then we'll probably follow it up with Atomic Habits after that, because I think they are in line, maybe shift to the 4-hour work week, somewhere in line with habits and structure. So book club Thursday, 10 a.m.
Is it realistic that people get the book and are ready by Thursday for a chapter?
Get on it. Do you have Amazon next day delivery?
It's like same day. It's like 3 hours.
Yeah. Order it.
I don't use
It's
Amazon.
Prime Day today too.
Is it?
Yeah, you have plenty of time. You have a whole day, and get as far as you can in that book. We'll start slow, but let's go ahead and get the jump on it. So, or we can skip a week.
We skipped last week.
Well, no one knew the book last week. We should have given that last meeting. So, how about this? We will skip Thursday, and we'll get this book. We will meet. What's that date of next Thursday?
July 2nd.
July 2nd.
Woo,
Is
4th of July.
all right. So order your book.
Yeah, hey, look, I can get it. I can read. I'm just asking other people. That's all. So like raise a hand. There's only 4 of us that come. Find out who's going to show up at book club on Thursday. Hey, and here's another thing, Craig. Is that a good time? Like, I don't know, Adam, Michael, why aren't you guys showing up to book club?
Yeah, Adam.
Because I'm grinding 13 hours a day.
Yeah, good answer. I like it.
Yeah.
I'll go to Barnes and Noble and
I
get the
barely
book.
have time
There you
to
go.
brush
Thanks,
my
Dana.
teeth.
Is Thursday an okay day for people? Is that the question, Craig? I mean,
I don't know.
It could be like a Thursday at like 4 p.m., like into the day with book club.
I enjoy my evenings, and so I don't want to do 4 p.m. on a Thursday.
So you don't enjoy book club.
That's at 10. We can get the workday out of the way. I don't know. We'll leave it at 10 for now. We'll kind of discuss if attendance still is low and no one wants to join in our fun. It'll just be a small group, small and quaint, and we record it so you guys can go back to the school. Is it on school? No,
We'll start uploading it. We have it all recorded.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Coby. Without further ado, show them what's up.
Sweet. All right. For today, wanted to mainly just run through 2 new features that we had the team just push out to give you guys kind of some insight on it. The buyer tours is now live on app.link.ai, and then the listing presentation has been kind of revamped and will be live on the app.link.ai later today. So when you come into it, you can go into listing presentations. We made some tweaks to what we showed you guys last week. I'll kind of run you through A to Z of creating a listing presentation, how to share it, what to add to it, then show you how to use the new buyer tour feature. So come over to listing presentations, click new presentation. You could throw it in for any address. Set what your proposed list price is. It'll autofill all of your property overview details. If you kind of go through this and see anything is incorrect, you could obviously just change it. I think that's gonna be a 0 for now. It is two-car garage. We know he added some square footage, so we're gonna go 1866. Lot size is good, and our proposed list price is going to be 2799. Go ahead and click create, and then you sit there and you wait a minute, and it will put together the majority of the listing presentation for you. Everything in here you could obviously edit, and so come up here, click edit, and you could see each of the pages that you're going to be working with. You could scroll down here, whoops, on the bottom, and go page to page. If you want to change anything on any of the pages, you obviously just click on it. You can upload like your branding. You could change the cover photo to whatever you want it to be. On the property overview, it will pre-populate it with all the correct information. It will throw it onto a map, show you where the property is at. You can obviously change the picture here. If you want to change any of the colors, you could change theme. And so you could pick different colors. You could have it match your brand. On the comparables page, one thing we had them just change is just being able to pull it directly from the MLS. And so you could come in and pick any of the comps that you want by searching for a property address, for MLS number, whatever it is, to add one. It shows you on a kind of a map view. And so I want to add this one, this one, this one, and this one. How do I hide that?
Can you select to add what to add as far as commercial spaces like BJ's restaurant over there, or is it just going to populate whatever's closest?
It's just going to show MLS listings for now. And so you won't be able to do, this is just Google Maps, so it'll show anything that is also as there is a business, but for adding actual comps, you only be able to add stuff that's in MLS for now.
And Dana, that could
I'm
be.
sorry, what did you just say about adding? Like, I'm like, if there's an arrow on a block away and I wanted to put it there, for example, you can't do that yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's just going to be tied directly to the MLS for now.
Okay.
Are you saying that you wanted to have like an aerial photo and be able to identify a certain businesses? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No, we have.
But just thinking more commercial oriented on that.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. So
we can have
most like operating memorandums have those aerials and yeah, tags.
Right.
little pins.
Yeah.
Similar, just if there were like nearby schools or like best high schools that are like around the home and things like that.
Well, you can also add a schools page or
Oh,
a
yes,
community
okay.
page and tag your own photo or do your own aerial. Tag your schools. Is there a school page in this?
Not yet. We can add that though.
Yeah, you can add your own. You can modify this however you want. So if you have like your own stock school pages, throw it in there. If you want to make your own image right now with those tags of local businesses, that's
Upload them.
yeah, you can definitely upload it into this or add your different pages.
Those are good ideas. We'll add those as possible pages. So yeah, this will be kind of the initial starting point, I guess, for these types of presentations. As you guys have ideas and you want to see stuff, it's going to be really easy for us to add them. I'll show you how to add specific pages here in a second. So any ideas like that, let us know. Kind of whether you want to use Claude to come up with what you want it to look like, or if you guys see an example of a different listing presentation and you think, wow, this is a really cool page that I want to include in mine, send it to us and we could templatize it, throw it into here.
And just be careful with that. ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, they all have great information, but you can tell it's AI. So don't have like this.
Sorry, to give us inspiration on what we could add
Yeah,
to make
just
it not look like
don't
AI.
just copy and paste it into
Yeah.
your guys' descriptions. It's so obvious.
Yes, 100%. On the comps page, you guys can come in here and change out what you want to compare. Like we were talking last time, sometimes it's not price per square foot you want to show. You really want to show the number of units, or if it's not the number of units, you want to show parking. You could pick what are the top, like call it 3 or 4 things you want to compare on a property. It'll autofill it all for you, give your averages. That's a little bit messed up on that logo. But yeah, just being able to throw all of your comps in a few clicks. Agent remarks, this will be kind of up to you guys. It will auto generate a agent remarks for you based on the columns you're pulling. You can have AI write it. We recommend probably doing it yourself,
A
putting
little bit
your
of both. You
actual
can
own
not saying
thoughts
not
into it.
use AI, just
Yeah. You want your
sparingly.
own, like, read it. Make sure
Read
you
it.
know it. If somebody asks, like, oh, why do you think it's priced this way? Like, this is your reasoning on why you're priced in a certain way. So definitely put your own thoughts into it if you
I mean,
want.
for a while there, ChatGPT and their descriptions was like the coolest thing ever. But now everyone's doing it, and it's just like
It is obvious.
it's just
You want
I
to
mean,
reference some of the comps. You want to reference why you are the right agent for it in your agent
yeah.
remarks.
I suggest making typos in your guys' descriptions so they know it's not AI.
Uh,
Kidding, Sue.
yeah, don't do that. You can upload photos, obviously, for this. There's some stock images that's going to be included. So based on all the areas we're kind of in, you could pick San Diego, and you could see you just want like a nice picture of downtown San Diego. You guys can throw those in or upload your own. If you have a lot you want to say, you can get rid of the logo or the picture over on the right and just go straight agent remarks as well. So um, the rest of this can be kind of templatized based on your profile. So those couple pages will be where you're going to be changing out on a presentation to presentation basis. The rest of these are going to be tied to your sale highlights that you could add in your own profile, and then your own team stats. And so just being able to come in here and pick what of the highlights you want to include. Say I don't want to use the La Granada one on this one. You could just go ahead and delete it. You can change anything you want on a specific highlight for a specific listing presentation. If you change anything here, it won't change it on all of your other presentations. I did not include the correct photos when I added to my profile. So these will obviously all be the pictures of the property itself. But just giving you guys the ability to add these as kind of case studies. If you guys don't have any case studies because you're new, utilize some of ours. Say it's from the Link team and showcase some of the other properties that another Link agent maybe sold in the area for you. There's a team stats page, which is where you guys are going to be able to put just your own stats that you want, any stats that you want to include. Inquire page is obviously just where you put your information. And then we included some pre-built out marketing as well as client programs pages. And so if you want to add our 5-step marketing, you come over here, click marketing, click save. Don't know where it added it. No, show. It'll include exactly what we do. Obviously, professional marketing, circle prospecting, med ads, Google ads, open houses. Come here if you want to take out open houses because you're not going to do it. Obviously, take that out. If you want to change up, make your own kind of tweak to the 5-step marketing plan, obviously, you're able to do it. Change out the photo here. It could reflect obviously the area and or the property itself. And then also if you want to add a client programs page, it includes just our standard programs, the highest price guaranteed, the bundle and save, seller incentive escrow program, and the buy before you sell. Just kind of, I don't want to say filler pages, but just good talking points to let people know how you're going to market the property, and then kind of showcase as a rebuttal to the Compass, Redfin, Rocket, like we were talking about bundle and save programs, being able to utilize these and then tailor it to who the client is. If you know they're not going to be interested in the buy before you sell program, you come here and just delete it. It'll automatically reformat the page for you. So, really wanted you guys to just be able to create these listing presentations a bit quicker, a bit easier, and not have to spend an hour and a half on Canva and or texting crams. You guys come here and just
An hour and a half would be amazing.
well, me and Andrew usually we just did one for this property and it took us about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it would take me 4 hours or 4 days. I've tried that. It's gnarly.
And
So
now it'll
this
take
is
you
great.
2 minutes. And then most importantly, when you're ready to share it, it's not just going to obviously be a website or a link. You guys can download it as a PDF. So we wanted to be able to keep that portion of it. If you copy the link or you preview it, you can send this out as an email to somebody and they could obviously go slide through it all and get all the information. But we wanted you guys to be able to take this, go sit down with the client as well. So you can download this PDF, print it out, take it out to people. So that is new feature number 1, which is listing presentations.
Coby, do you want to show the showcase thing real quick so that people
Yes.
know how to do it? So guys, this is obviously it looks just like Canva, but it ties into the MLS. It's easier to use, quicker to use. We would say like this is built so that you can build your kind of resume, your case studies, any listing that you have, any sale that you have, start plugging them into this platform because then you can just choose basically from a menu of your sales, depending on what's most relevant to the listing that you're trying to get. So build it out here. You build it once, you don't have to do it again, and then you can pick and choose every time you have a listing.
Yeah, in the showcase, if you go down to your settings, it starts on your profile. Click over to showcase, show some of your past listings, testimonials you could add. You could add your case studies right here. You could add your own stats here as well. And so this is what's going to actually populate into the listing presentations.
And then I think we still have to think about how to do like link team listings, link team sales, because to make those shareable or like, accessible from someone else, we got to do it like per market, per state.
Yeah, we
Like,
could
we
probably
still have to
just
build
add
that out,
that.
but
We could add like
yeah,
kind of a database from our side and just give you guys a
yeah.
button that says like add other listings.
I wonder if it could be like public for everyone, if everyone's okay with that. Like any case study that you create personally could be a public thing that other link agents could use.
We could have a
Um,
toggle like share button.
yeah, you can like set it as publicly accessible or something like that.
It's a good idea. Sweet.
What about flyers? Are you able to create it or
Yeah,
use
so we don't
Canva?
have that just yet, Chris. And honestly, to address Michael's question too, he was asking if we can use this for annual market updates. We're gonna like those three things I think are pretty separate, but we can build those other two, like for if you want to create a listing flyer. Right now, you can just text Krems and we'll create it for you. I think that if a lot of people want to come in and create their own, like if you have a listing and you want or open a house and you want to create a flyer for it immediately, um, we can create that feature, but we would make that specific to like flyer creation. This is just for listing presentations. And then Michael, if you want to send an update to your clients, like we should build out maybe a 1 or 2 sheet that you can create rather than like a full presentation like this. So if you guys want that, I think it's very easy for us to create.
And the kind of thought was if you're going to go on a listing presentation, you're going to create one of these, give it to them, and you're going to just throw them on that monthly home valuation update. And so you could kind of do your monthly follow up or annual follow up through that automation. And so it's just going to give them the monthly email like HomeBot does and say, hey, here's where your home might be at. Value wise, give me a call if you have any questions. Um, but yeah, anything like that as well. Flyer creation, social media creation. On the old app.link brokerages, we had the Canva integration into there. We could add that into this as well. And so when you're creating a listing proposal, we're kind of talking about the different workflows that we would use this on with the dev team right now. And it's like you have a new potential listing. Instead of having you guys come in here, create a listing presentation, and then go create a link at the link manager, and then go create a listing in the listing copilot, automating those workflows a bit more, saying like, hey, I have a new listing presentation. I want a listing presentation. I want a single property website, and I want the seller to be added to monthly home valuation, and just letting you guys do all three of those things like in one click. So we'll be kind of working through some of that and keeping you guys posted on progress there as well. The buyer tours tool is another thing they just pushed. This one's actually in app.link.ai now, so you guys can start using this now. Once again, listing presentation should be there today or tomorrow. But if you come into buyer tours, this is for obviously if you're going to go take a buyer on a tour and look at 4 or 5 properties, instead of having to go into the MLS and download the MLS one sheets, sending them home to Zillow profile links, and trying to map it all out for people. You come in here, you click add new tour and call it Craig tour. You can add who the buyer is. If they're not already tied into your profile, you could just create one. And so
You're really fast at typing until you have to do it over and over again.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not fun. Buyer name, Craig, and your computer's still
Jeez.
weird.
It's not the computer, it's the operator of the computer.
It's a computer. Say it's on Thursday of this week, go ahead and create tour, come into here, and then just search up the
Slow is
listings.
smooth is fast. We remember that.
I'm going to add the 4 or 5 that we might go look at for the day. Obviously, you could just search here from what they are and or pull them from your saved searches. Arrange times. We're going to set the first one starts at 12 p.m. and then we're going to auto time it based on drive distances. And so it'll kind of set the most optimized map for you. You come in here, just drag and drop them. If you end up changing the locations of any, obviously you would then just change times once it's all set and you like this route and you like the way it's going to go and you think the times are going to be correct. You go review and publish. It will give you kind of the high level of it, price range, drive time, how many stops. Click publish tour, and then you can send this link to your buyer. Prior to, you can email it to them, or you can also export it as a PDF. When the buyer gets it, this is what it's going to look like on a computer. So you guys could test this out and see what it looks like on the phone as well. But hey, Craig, here's your tour for today. We're going to go ahead and click open map or start tour. It'll give you a little sneak peek into some of the tours. And when people click into each of them, it'll give them kind of that MLS one sheet, show what time the tour is at, price, bed, bath, about the home. The AI Ask Assistant is incorporated on each of these pages. So if they have a question about HOA, if they have a question about what's the nearest school, anything and everything, they could click the Ask AI button. Obviously, they're probably going to be sitting there with you, so they could just ask you as well. But then for them to leave their own notes, kind of tags, and then rating it on a scale of 1 to 10 on how much they like it. They could also just click tap and then leave the notes into their phone right here. But they could say, I loved this one. It's good price, great location. I love the kitchen. Give it a 10 out of 10. By the time it gets to their next house, it's going to pull it up. They just click next home. I really didn't like this one. Too pricey. Bad. They're going to work their way all the way through. And at the end, they could sit here and click compare properties. And so if you've ever taken a buyer to like 6 or 7 houses, like, oh, which one had the good kitchen, or which one did I really like, or trying to remember the benefits of each. This will kind of just give them a quick comparison of each of the properties, show bed, bath counts, some of the high level features of the property, and then what their notes were for it. Also breaking down the ratings. Once I click finish, it will send it to your agent. And so you guys know which of the properties your clients kind of liked. From the agent's point of view, you come here, you can see the leads. You can see that they came in from a tour request. They are currently active. They completed the tour. And then you could jump into the tours from the agent point of view, see a quick recap of it, what your client favorited, what their notes were for it. You'll kind of be able to use this as your follow-up and be like, hey, how did the tours go yesterday? I saw you really liked 2837 Murrieta. Want to write an offer for it.
This is
or
badass.
whatever it is.
This is badass. This is super cool.
Yeah.
Coming from a guy that
Yeah.
used to tape together Thomas Guide pages and have a highlighter on my route, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, Craig, we were just seeing how much time we're spending, like setting out these lists, timing everything, texting your clients. This is just an easier way to obviously see what you're touring, but then more engagement with your buyer. Seeing that feedback in real time and just being able to consolidate everything into one place. So if you're showing buyers, test this out. Let us know what you like and don't like. We think it's a huge time saver and can definitely lead to more like productive conversations with your client.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So utilize our tools from CREMS to GHL to Link.ai, app.link.ai. This is some cool stuff, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy it.
I'll be really sad if you don't test it. If you guys
Test it.
test it and don't like it, I'll be happier than if you just didn't test it.
Yeah. We
'Cause then
want you
we
guys
can
to
know.
utilize it, to use it, and try to break it. And if you break it, we can fix it. By we, I mean Coby and Andrew.
And Tyler
And
and,
our
Dylan
tech
and Bao
team.
and Fung and
Yeah.
all the boys.
All the boys. This is rad. Good time. Good job.
Yeah, go test all that out. We'll let you guys know when the listing presentation part gets pushed. Even if you don't have a buyer that you're currently showing or a listing presentation that you're currently working on, go in there and just try it. It's
Yeah.
good for your guys' own kind of practice as well, and just comp out your neighbor's house and see what it might be worth. Usually people wait till the last second and they finally get the call and like, oh, I want to go look at tours today. And then you're going to scramble and be like, oh, how do I set all this up? Like if you've done it once or twice, the little bugs or what you need to do. And then also it gives us good feedback on if anything needs to be built or fixed. So, yeah.
Michael, I'm not sure if we understand fully the question. Is there any way to integrate this into just searches? What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, like, I'd send him an MLS search and okay, here's 10 homes. We're not going to go out and look at them because he's in Chicago. and I don't get any feedback from him on what he likes or doesn't like. And so
Without tours, got it.
it would be great to be able to say, okay, here's 10 homes, send it over to him and have him give me some type of feedback. I tried to build
Yeah.
something like that myself with AI, but it isn't anywhere near as sophisticated as this.
Yeah, well, what I would do, Michael, is send him this and just say it's a virtual tour. Like you're not touring it, obviously. You can set no times for each property. Like if you send him 10 properties, just have him go through it as if he saw them and leave notes based on the profile, like online.
Okay.
Not yeah. So
Okay.
just use it as that and say just you're gonna be touring virtually and leave your feedback in the note section.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks.
We could start just sending out VR goggles to people.
Yes, that sounds awesome.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
I think a company tried to do that.
let's not do that.
It's okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
guys,
virtual tour.
at the very least, like just click around and see, how it all works. But if you don't know where to start, if you have a listing, create a single property website. If you have closed a deal, go into your showcase and create your case studies. If you were just wanting to play around and like send different like home valuation stuff, put yourself on a drip, see how it works, put your friends on a drip, just like play around with it. But if you've closed a deal or have a listing, that's the best place to start. Like Coby and I are working on our single property websites for a listing coming up. We're adjusting our yard signs, like all these things you want to start doing now so that you can, use this to the fullest. So if you have a listing coming up, single property website, QR code, put that on your yard sign, all that stuff.
We can only get better if you guys use it. So use it and tell us what you like and don't like. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, that's all I got for now. See you guys next week. Well, no, we will see you on Thursday at the book club. 10
No,
a.m.
we postponed it a week.
See you guys next Tuesday.
If anybody wants to jump on Thursday at 10, just for fun, I'll have like an office hour if you have any questions or anybody wants to just cruise, but we'll postpone for a week.
Right.
So yeah.
And just to verify, so if we've been added for Link.ai, we can go to app. You said
app.link.ai.
Link.ai, and then create like a account.
Yes.
Yes. So once you get that email adding you, it will go ahead and give you full access to it. If you guys could see this, some of these marketing features might be locked for you. Google Ads is ready to go, but I think we still have it locked for most people. Meta Ads is still being worked on. Social media should be live. If you guys don't have access to anything, it will just say like, hey, this is coming soon. That's just because it's still kind of in testing. So we'll add those to everybody's accounts as we go. But you should have access to everything else.
Perfect. Thank you.
Last thing too,
Really
Coby, I don't
quick
know.
question on the buyer's tours.
Yeah.
So I was on a pitch session today and I heard an interesting statistic, which is 10% is off market right now of sales, which really surprised me. So I'm in San Diego, and that was San Diego specific. If you're taking again, we network, we have off markets. Can you integrate the off markets into the buyer tours right now?
Let me check.
Where did you hear that stat?
On pitch today from what does he do? He does title reports. So he does like, I don't know who he works for.
I'm sorry, I'm just checking. And I know this is obviously Compass's big push is this off-market stuff. I personally think that's going to be a phase that we go through. I don't like off-market deals. I think every deal that we have should be on the MLS. I think Robert Refkin is missing the boat with this fight, and hopefully because there's a lot of states right now pushing back against these off-market properties.
Yeah.
And so hopefully California follows suit because I think it's hurting your sellers. So
For sure.
yeah, I don't see this being a long-lasting trend.
Yeah. And to answer the question directly as well, it is not currently a feature. It's only stuff on the MLS. We could easily add that though to add a manual stop.
Okay.
You'll just throw the address in, it'll pull from public record the information on the property. There just obviously wouldn't be photos generated with it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
which sometimes-
sales.
Yeah, or like if you're coming in here and you want to add, call it
So you're trying to use sales for comps? Is that the main?
no, for like a tour. So like we're looking at these 5 and then there's a off market deal.
Oh, you want to be
They
able to
wanna
add an off-market
just
deal to
add
go
it.
show it. Got
Yeah.
it. All right.
Yeah, it would just be when you look at it here or wherever. Yeah, it wouldn't pull photos probably.
Yeah, hopefully that changes quickly because I think this is bad.
Yeah.
Kobe, you know what else we should add here is agents probably send like open house schedules to their clients a lot. Like on a Saturday or Sunday, here's everything that's open, here the time frame. So being able to come in here and set like open house time frame.
That's
And it's like this is everything on Saturday and Sunday.
That's a great
That's
idea.
a good one.
I like that too.
Also, guys, that's
I'd be
mainly
scared to be sending my clients out to open houses without me.
well, no, I'm
here's that one
saying
too.
it's like just for them to see what's open and when, and then you should
Yeah.
be accompanying them. But also,
Yeah,
if
'cause
Yeah.
if they're an
you have
aggressive
a-
agent, they're going to steal them. So
if you have a client though that is actually your client, then you're good to go. You know,
okay, yeah.
I hate setting the schedule. Like that's my worst. Like the job I hate the most is setting the appointments and trying to get the listing agent to respond to you. And then you've got your whole like, your driving path all set. And then they're like, oh, sorry, I have to change that to like 5 o'clock, not 3 o'clock. And then you're shuffling everyone's,
Yeah.
the appointments again. It's so crazy.
Well, Chris, we can't prevent that, but if that happens, you can come in here and adjust it real quick. That's what
Take number 2 and slide it down to number 5, and then
But then you got to call everybody again, and you'll be like, "Oh, like
then you shouldn't
fix that
shouldn't
one.
be an agent. Then that's just the experience.
Hey, Chris, I used to literally tape Thomas guide pages together and highlight my route.
What is a Thomas guide?
Exactly. Let's get out of here. All right. Anybody have anything else to add?
What is?
Are you being serious
I'm
right
being
now?
dead serious.
I'm not even going to answer that question. I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer.